Hi everyone. My family and I are farmers. Sometimes people say farming's a bit of a risky business. I'd like to think that we make educated risks. So I took a risk the other day. My farm and our family farms are quite big, they get quite busy, and we're often under great time pressure to produce food. So we needed some extra staff. So after a bit of skill checking, a bit of Facebook, a bit of the land and neighbours, we found someone to come and do some sowing for us. So he presented himself well, and I took him down to the paddock. And he said, "Yeah, I've got these skills." I said, "Great, no problem." And so I took him down and I showed him the paddock. Now this is a massive paddock, about 1,000 acres. You would never walk to the end of it, you'd have to drive. I showed him the tractor, it was a big tractor, 500 horsepower and a massive 60-foot planter on the back of it. He said, "I've got the skills to do it." I said, "Great," I left him alone. I had other stuff to do and we're very busy. So I left him alone. I got a call about 2 hours later and he said, "You better come down to the paddock. The tractor stopped and I don't know why." And I was like, "Oh, righto." So he sounded a bit panicked. I jumped in the ute and I went flat out, dust going everywhere, 100 miles an hour. And I stopped to this. Now, not only did I take a risk that day, I think you'll all agree with me that I lost. And we not only lost a couple of $100,000 in production, because that whole setup's worth about $700,000, I also lost the opportunity to produce food. So here's my problem. Here's my neighbour's problem. Here's the industry's problem right now. How do we validate the skills that they have? Because I might hire one person, or I might hire 20 people at different times through the year. So how do I quickly and effectively validate what they say they can do under the time constraints that I have? I need some sort of tool that will help me separate the rubbish and get the great, because our industry needs the great. So I'll give you a tool that we've developed. It's called the Training Paddock. It is an online portal. CV specific to the employee that is independently validated by the farmers, by the very people who know what skills they should have. So how does it work? So our employee gets their profile, specific to them, unique. And then we all go to work. We go and get our on-the-job skills. We learn while we work. They develop their skills and they capture that and they put it on their profile, and then we send it to the employer. Quick, easy email, it is validated by the employer, and then it becomes visible. That skill is on that employee's profile. The more skills they do, the better they are, the better their reputation, the lower my risk is when I go to hire people, because I can't afford that risk every day. It values on-the-job skill development. It gives trust back to me, lets me be productive. When going into the GATE program, in 1 week, we had 75 conversations. 80% of those employees wanted to sign up to this subscription-based platform straight away. That's massive. Imagine what we could do in 10 weeks. So where are we now? Well, we're ready to go to prototype. We know what this looks like and we know the future of this. We know how valuable it can be. Then let's get it out there onto the farms. Let's give farmers tools. We love tools. Anything that will make our lives easier and less risky. Let us be productive. And so then let's move to commercialisation. This is a revenue-based product. It's got a firm and solid subscription. We know where the future is, and it's also got other value-adding aspects to this. If you're passionate about our industry, if you love food, if you want to have our industry grow to $100 billion in 12 years, then come and talk to us, because this is a tool that our industry needs. We want to be productive. Thank you.